Okay, there we go. All right, let's respect everybody's time. I'm going to just keep bringing people in, but I wanted to make sure that I'm kind of new at this, but I think I'm getting better. We'll see.
Yeah, did you figure out how to record it?
Yeah, you're being recorded, lady, so watch it. Okay, everybody, thank you so much. It is just an honor and a pleasure to have Marc Walker here with us. You know, I remember in the very beginning when I met this guy, and he told me, he said, you're going to see people making $250,000 a month in our business. And I remember just kind of looking at him and smiling, and I said, man, if I can make 50 grand a month, I'd be happy. And so let's see, how do I mute everybody? I'm going to mute this. That's going to mute everybody. I apologize. And then I'm going to come back and unmute you, Marc. Did I do that right? Okay, Marc, say something.
Hey.
All right, we're good. All right. I apologize, everybody. I muted because I want you to make sure you're listening to what this guy has to say tonight. You know, I have been in this industry a long time, but I never had a mentor like Marc Walker. And when you do exactly what he tells you to do, it is amazing how things happen. We have so many people now, so brand new in our company. In fact, this morning on the morning show, we had Kara Cunningham on there. And I remember when she just blew right past me, and she said it was that one person. It was that one person. And Marc always said this, that you're just one person away from really making pretty crazy money. But it's more, is not so much about the money as it is what we actually do for so many people. So Marc, I'm so happy and proud to have you on here. And you know, there's a lot of neat things happening. April was just crazy, especially with people like Christy Van Dam that just lives on her phone and just loves on everybody. But tell us a little bit about April, and then let's go forward. Tell us a little bit about April, but let's talk about May and June, baby. This is going to be big.
All right, sounds good, Stan. Well, you know, April was phenomenal. We were up, and I always like to look at points because to me that tells what's really going on, right? We're up over 1 million points in April, and it was so exciting to see that growth and to see a whole bunch of people who are ranking up and or even getting back to titles that they'd hit before. And so it was really, really fun to see that and good to see that and the excitement that's out there and so many new people coming in, and we have new people that are ranking up, way too many to even mention, but brand new people that hit manager in 3 or 4 days, people who joined literally 30 days ago and hit silver director. I mean, there's just so much going on, and you know, it's because you guys have done a couple of things. Number one, and we talked about this before, but if you weren't on the previous call, it's because people have simplified what they do, right? We used to make it really hard to do what we do. And when I say we, I mean you guys. But it was hard to do what you did because it was complicated. It was knowledge intensive. It was all you. It was a lot of time invested in growing an organization and in mentoring a new person and helping them to grow. And so by doing that, we came to realize that we were basically teaching people that unless you were really smart, could learn a lot, and had a lot of time, you can't do this business, right? And that's what we were teaching them just by our example. And so it was a kind of an awakening where we said, okay, we got to do things different, right? And so as a company, we started pushing simplification. What can we do to make this simpler and better and easier? And you guys came up with fast chats, and then you came up with the doors or the boards, and all the doors is a good group, but the boards is what I was talking about. But anyway, but you come up with these things that make it so a new person can duplicate you. If Stan signed me up and I came in and it was like all day, every day on phone with tons and tons of product knowledge and ingredient knowledge, and I thought, wow, I have to know that before I can talk to a new person, or I have to have that kind of time. I would think, no, I can't do this, right? But if I come in now and I see there's boards and there's tools, there's Xander, there's all these things that make it easy, and really it's just a 1, 2, 3 process to get a new person in, to get them sharing and get them to sign somebody up and get their quick start, then it's easy, right? And I can do that. It's not hard. It's not scary. And there's nothing in there that says I can't do this. It's just telling me I can, because it's so easy that I can do this. And so by tying all that together and doing that for the last months, you guys have made a system where a new person can come in and be successful. And you know, we saw that growth in March. We saw that growth in April. We're going to see that growth in May. To Stan's point, May is already knocking it out of the park, and it's going to be a phenomenal month. I'm way excited for this month. And as I look at the things we have going, and as I look at, you know, people are here today, flew in to Utah for their headquarter trip. First time in a year, and I don't even know, a year and a half. But we have people here on the ground going to headquarter trip. And when they fly home Wednesday, we're flying in the next group. We're doing a back-to-back headquarter trip. And again, it's been a year and a half. I'm so excited that the people are able to come and see and have their trips, right? And then we go to Playa next week, and we're going to go down there. And again, there's going to be 300 people, biggest down ever, down in Playa. And what are you guys going to do? You're going to be sitting around the pool talking to, how are you guys doing this, and what are you doing here, and how are you handling this? And everybody just shares ideas and thoughts on how you make things better, how you do it better, how do you handle this situation, that situation. So in a week, everybody comes home with better info, great ideas, and tools and tricks and tips that they're going to help you be more effective. And you hit the ground running in May with a bunch of new ideas. No, we've never had that. We always do that trip in January, and it helps kickstart the year. So think about doing it in May and how it's going to help us finish the month, and then, to Stan's point, go into June, right? And we're going to do, I mean, it's never happened before. We've never done this before. So this is going to be really exciting. And so I am super excited about that too, along with the simplicity and the duplication. And then what we know about keeping new people going in the business, you know, and I talked about this before, but you know, if we get somebody in the business and they just use the product, that's all they do. We don't do anything else. They'll stay with us about 2.5 months on an average, right? It's an average. So 2.5 months. Now, if we can get them on subscription, they'll stay 3 to 4 months. Okay, so now we have a longer period of time, another month or two, that we can work with that person to help them, you know, hit the next step, right? So again, 2.5 months if I don't do anything, 3 to 4 if I get them on subscription. Did you know that if you can get them to sponsor one more person? So what do? We get somebody in, they use the products, we talk to them, and this is something I forgot too. You guys are getting way good at talking to them about the opportunity. We used to just talk about product, and everything rested on the product, and people were scared to talk about the business. And if you did talk about the business, it was like, well, I'm glad the products worked really good for you, and you know, maybe would you perhaps consider you know, wanting to look at getting your products for free? You know, that's the weakest lead in ever, right? And now people are coming in, it's starting with the business. Hey, how would you like to make $500 to $1,000 next month? You know, we can do that besides help you with the products. And even people who aren't interested in that, or we're not sure they are, we say, hey, you know what, I'm glad the products work for you. You know, how would you like me to help you make $500 next month and get your products for free? And again, it's a little change, but it's a huge change, because even if I say, no, I'm not doing the business, right, which I hear over and over and over again. We just got off the road from a week of passing out cash and giving out awards. And I always ask them, how'd you start the business? Well, I got on the product. I didn't want to have anything to do with the business, right? It's how everybody starts. And I laugh, because here I am giving an executive award or a silver executive award to somebody who didn't want anything to do with the business. What changed, right? Well, and it's this path I'm walking you down. Get them on subscription. They stay longer. We give us more time to work with them and help them be successful. Get them to share. Okay. And the reason we get them to share, because is if they sponsor one person, just one person that they sign up, then they stay with us an average of 7 months. So think about that. 2.5 to 7 months gives me a lot of time to work with somebody. Okay. And to help them, and to coach them, and to help them sponsor people. Now, that's just one person. You get them 3 more and get their quick start, and they stay with us an average of 7 months or 8 months. I mean, sorry. So that's exciting, because now that's 8 months. And then if we can get them to manager, you guys, and this is the key, is walking them down the path so you can get them to each thing, right? But if we can get them to manager, they stay with us an average of 19 months. Think about that, 19 months, okay? Now, 4 years ago, when it was really hard and knowledge intensive and there were no tools and it was complicated, they stayed with us an average of 8 to 10 months. So they stay with us now twice as long. All we've done is make it simpler and easier for a new person to think that they can do this. Okay. So again, as I look at everything that's going on, and as I look at the number of new starts last month, and as I look at the number of new people that sponsored somebody, that got quick start, that hit manager or above, and as I project that forward, right? Because again, every one of those steps keeps people with us longer. The longer they stay with us, the more opportunity we have to help them and to let them really see what's going on. Okay. But again, that clear path is that key, and to make it seem like, okay, I can do this, right? This is easy. I can do this. I have the knowledge, I have the time, and it's possible. Then we're just basically feeding into that success. And so I love the fact that as we are growing the company, and as you guys are refining the process, you're refining how you talk to people, what you talk to them about, the steps that you're bringing them down, we're really able to see progression of the new people. Now, I hear leaders sometimes say, well, I want to hit this title, or I want to, I want my team to rally so I can hit that title or do that, whatever. And I always like, that's a little backwards, okay? Because we've built a company where it's not about you, any of us, not about me, not about any of our employees, not about Stan, not about Christy, not about anybody. Okay, but it's about what we can do for other people. That's what really here at Singular is the key. Because the key, the way for me to help grow Singular isn't to say, hey, let's run 1,000,000 miles an hour, let's talk to 40 new people a day. No. The key for me to help grow Singular is to help as many people as I can basically grow their business, get better at sharing, get better at knowing the path to walk a new person down to maximize the time they stay with us, right? The better I get at that, well, the better the company is going to do. The better that Stan and Christy and each one of you do at that same exact thing. It's not about what you can do. It's about how good we are at helping other people do the things that are going to grow their business. Now, having said that, every day, and this is one of the things that I always say, you have to make time in your day, no matter what's going on, every day to build your business, okay? And your business isn't helping everybody else. That's great, but if you're helping somebody 2 or 3 levels down, it's their business. It's not yours, okay? Your business is your first and second level, okay? So you have to spend time every day building your business, which is talking to new people, sponsoring new people, and getting them to share and grow on your first and second level, okay? That's building your business. The better we get at that, and again, motivating as many other people as we can, that's why we do these things, right? That's why we do these calls and the trainings and the meetings and the big events and even the passport stuff like headquarter trip for a very specific purpose. We get a whole bunch of random people together that don't know each other. We put them in a room, we hear their stories, we get to know them, and you guys share ideas, and then you see each other at different events and different passport trips in the future, and you build these friendships, and you get used to and comfortable sharing ideas, and we're better by sharing ideas and growing together than we are alone. We all know that. So anyway, all this stuff was designed to feed into that idea of all of us working together, but also all of us understanding that it's not about us. It's about our ability to help others, okay? And so, I love when I hear, and I talked to a leader the end of last month who said, okay, so I know that if I get this person to this title and that person to that title and this other person to that title and et cetera, then I'll get to where I want to be, right? And I was just like, perfect, okay? That person gets the whole plan, the whole idea, the whole marketing system, right? The business. They get that business because they understand that, yeah, I have a title, I have a place I'm going, right? But it's not about that. It's about how many people can I help, and do I need to help to get me there? And they did that, and they got themselves to where they wanted to be. But it was by getting a bunch of other people to where they needed to be or wanted to be is how they did it. And so with Singular, again, that's one of the keys. There's other companies that are not like this. I've worked for companies that are great companies, but it's about the leader. It's about what the leader can do and what they can convince other people to do. But with that, because if they don't, they're not going to get where they want to go, because they have to have specific people do specific things in their organization or they don't progress. And we didn't do that. Okay. We said, no, we want, if you got 3 people that are running blisteringly fast, you're going to be great. Or if you have 15 people that are moving at a moderate pace, you're still going to be great, right? You're still going to get where you want to go, because it's not about specific people in specific spots doing specific things. It's about the whole group, the organization, and helping everybody in that organization to grow and progress, and you're going to be fine. So I love seeing the things that we tried to do, right, or tried to build into the program work. I love to see them actually come to fruition. I love to see people growing beyond anything that they ever dreamed. Couple of really quick stories, you guys, because this is what makes it real for me. Okay. We do a lot of great things, and I love the fact that our products are phenomenal, because if it wasn't for the products, none of the other stuff would be possible. Okay. So again, the products are the foundation and the driver of all this. But bear with me for a minute while I tell you 2 quick stories. We were on the road, Julie and I, and we were taking awards to different people. Okay. And as we drove through Arkansas and Missouri, then Arkansas, down into Texas, we got to meet a lot of people, and it was the coolest thing ever. Now, a little odd that some of these executives I had never met. Okay, I've never not met an executive before. Okay, we meet you at headquarter trip or director invitational or one of the main 4 events, Founders Club or Zing Fling XLC or Zing Fest, or we meet you, at your director invitational or the cruise or somewhere. We usually meet you before you hit executive. And now I'm running into executives that I don't know, that I've never met. So a little bit of a new world here, but the cool thing is, as I'm talking to them and getting to know them, and I'm finding out more about them, and I ask the questions, what got you interested? What made you decide to switch from using products to doing the business, etc. And as I am in people's homes, which is one of the really cool things. I know it's great, and you guys love getting your awards on stage, and I love it too, because your downline's there, your upline's there, everybody's taking pictures. It's fun, but it is pretty dang cool to also be in somebody's home and hear their story and have this award that I know they worked their tail off for, that means so much to them, and hand them that award and just have them tell us how it's literally changed their life. And I again, I love this too about us. Average, ordinary, everyday people. These people do not think they're special. They do not think they're better than anybody, smarter than anybody. Okay, they came in, they had a great experience with the product, where they were told about the business, and somebody helped them share, and they went from there, and they have great hearts. They love helping other people, and they grew a business that, as one lady told me, she said, Mark, she goes, because I was like, congrats, this is so cool. I was all excited. She goes, no, Mark, she goes, I made more money from Singular in the last 3 months than I did in the last year at my job. She goes, this is amazing. I would have never thought that I could do this, she said. And I love that, because that's what we do. That's what you guys do every day. Okay. And I'm actually going to kind of make a little challenge here. Okay. Because this is something that I feel very strongly about, and I think you're going to understand why in a second. Okay. But there is a tendency for us to get complacent. Okay. Or to think, well, I worked hard and I'm going to take some time off, or I talked to everybody I know, and so, I'm done, or whatever. But in my mind, as I talk to people like this lady that I talked to, I say, you know what, if that's the person who talked to her would have got comfortable a day before she talked to this lady, if the person would have said, hey, I'm making enough money now, I'm good, I'm made for life, I don't have to do anything else, and they quit working and didn't talk to that lady, even the day before somebody talked to her, what if that would have happened? What if the person that talked to her would have got complacent? What if they would have said, hey, I have enough, I'm good? What if they would have said, well, I filled my time with other things, so I don't have time for Singular now? What if, right? She would never be where she is. She would never have the opportunity that she now has. She's going to retire. She's an older lady. She's going to retire early now. okay? Because we can help her earn enough money, well, earn way more money than she can earn where she is. And it's actually not worth her while to spend the time in her job when she can spend her time doing other things like Singular that are going to make her more money. And so she's looking at retiring early and doing this full time and really, really honestly changing her life. What if, okay, that wouldn't have happened? How sad would that be? That we would have never been in that home. We would have never had that lady be part of Singular. We would have not have changed her life, not just with the products because she lost weight and she feel great, but changed it drastically with the business opportunity. What if? Okay, and you guys, that that is what drives me. That is what keeps me going. That is what makes all of the early mornings, the late nights, the travel, the time away from my family. That is what makes that worth it to me. That is what makes it critical for me to keep talking and keep meeting people and keep sharing this idea that we've just started. We have literally just started this company, 11 and a half years old, and we've just started to see what we can do and see what we can become and see the lives that we can change. And that to me is so important, and it's so critical that we who have so much, we need to share. We who have the ability to change somebody's life literally beyond their comprehension, we cannot sit back. We can't be shy. We can't be timid. We can't fade when we need to shine. We can't come off the top of that hill in the I am Singular quote. We can't come off the top of that hill. We have to be on the top of that hill with our light shining so other people can see it, right? Because if we are, they're going to come to us. But if we fade, if we back off, we come off the top of that hill, or we cover our candle and we put it out, they can't see it. They have nowhere to go. They don't know what to do to get out of the situation they're in. So you guys now know what drives me. You know what gets me excited. You know what gets me up in the morning. You know what gets me to travel and to drive over 2,000 miles in 1 week and talk to 20 odd different people about Singular and about what we're doing and about the business, and get into our hotel sometimes 10:30 at night, right? And get up in the morning at 6:30 and head out again. It, to me, is one of the most rewarding things in the world, because who gets to do this? Who really gets to do stuff like this? Okay. Holy crud, I could have a boring 9 to 5 job in a company where I don't make any difference at all. And I don't. Okay. And so I need to be, number one, grateful for everything that we have, the trips, the travel, the time away. I'm grateful for the ability that I have to talk to people, and I know the drill. We talk to people and we say the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over, right? But we're saying it for the first time to that person. I've got friends who ask me, on the headquarter trip and the director invitational, and even the cruise and Bora Bora, or not Bora Bora, Dubai, which I've been to 7 times or 8 times, I don't know, but and we've had hundreds probably of headquarter trips and director invitationals. And you guys, we do the same thing every time. Okay, we do the exact same thing every single time. And people are like, how do you do that? And I'm like, dude, it's easy. It's their first time. It's their first time telling their story and me hearing it, right? It's their first time coming to the headquarters, their first time at the direct invitational at Sundance. It's their first time. And that's what makes it fresh for me. And I love that. I just love what we do. So I hope and pray that you guys are as excited about what we did in May and what we're going to do, or what we did in April, what we're going to do in May, as I am. I hope you're as excited as I am about June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. I hope that you can see where we're going. I hope that you can see what's inside of you and what you can become. And I hope you can see what's inside of the people in your organization and what they can become if we just get good at what we do, and if we invest our time and our effort into the people that are ready to go. Not everybody, okay? Because then you're wasting your time. Only the ones that are ready to go. And that's another thing that I love. No is just no right now. No isn't no forever. No, Mark, I'm not interested, right? I've got people that I've talked to, I don't know how many times over the last 11 and a half years, okay? And they tell me no. And I'm like, Gary, it's no right now. And when I say Gary, it's my friend Gary, so don't worry about it. But it's no right now, right? And this guy's super qualified. He'd be great here. He'd do great here. And he's chosen not to. And he's chosen to do half or quarter of the stuff he could do here. Okay. And other companies. And it's sad to me, but it's no right now. And I know that he's going to come around. And I know that there's going to be a point where he joins with us because he's a good guy and he can do well here and he needs a good home. Right. So I keep going back and talking to him. And there's others too that I do the same thing. And I hope you do too. I hope you can feel that and see that and know what we have and know what we can do for people. And I hope that you're spending your time wisely every day, investing in your business, number one, and then in helping as many people as you can to get to their goals and reach their dreams. Because if you are, then we have just the most phenomenal future ahead of us. And I get really excited about that. You guys, we're just in the US, Canada, and the Philippines. Okay. We haven't even reached everybody in the US. We're not really big on either coast yet. There's hundreds of millions, but at least 100 million people we don't even know we exist, right? There are all the people in Canada. There are tons of people in the Philippines that we have to talk to that haven't even heard our name, haven't seen our name, don't know what our brand is, okay? We got so much work to do. And then we've got the whole rest of the world. We've got all these countries, Latin America, we got Asia, we got Europe, we got Africa, we got all these countries where people want what we have. Nobody's told them yet. Okay. So when I say that we've just started, we've just literally started. We got so much to do. We got so much good we're going to do. I love the future. I love problems like, and you guys might laugh at this, but going down to Mexico next week with twice or three times as many people, whatever it is that we've ever had. And we're like, usually we have this excursion day and we have so many people this trip that we can't do an excursion. So we're gonna have to have three, right? And you're gonna have to choose and we're gonna have to split up as corporate, I mean, it's weird to think that because we've always done it this way where we all go together, right? But we're too big. The Dubai trip in November, same thing. We're gonna have like 3 times as many people as we've ever had. How the heck do you do that? How do you, it might even be 4 times, I don't know, but how do you all go to the Burj Khalifa or the Khalifa and get up on the observation deck? We like literally take it over, right? How do we do that? How do we all eat at the restaurant at the same time? How do we go to the diamond market at the same time? Luckily the Arab camp's big. There's some big ones. We're gonna get a big Arab camp. We'll all be there. But we're gonna have a heck of a lot more than 3 camels. I'll tell you right now, okay? We're gonna have a lot of people there. And so all these things are new for us. We've never done it before, right? Not on this big a scale. And so, Curtis is like, so we're gonna have to change some things. We have to do this and that and the other. I'm like, okay, good point. And it's just fun though. It's fun to see that. And it's fun to know how many people are gonna get that experience. And again, this is probably, one of the smallest, and if you look ahead 10 years, one of the smallest Dubai trips we'll have in the next 10 years. And it's probably one of the, smallest Bora Bora trips we're going to have. And we got so many people coming to headquarters that we probably just buy Park City and do it there. All this stuff going on. And it's just fun. It's fun. And so anyway, I think you guys can tell I'm excited. I love what we're doing. I love the direction we're going. I love where we're going. And I love to see you change your life. I love to see the light come on where you say, wow, I used to only think I could do this. And now I think I can do this. And then talk to you in a year and you're like, holy cow, I think I can do this. You know what I mean? And watch your vision expand. Watch your belief in yourself grow. Watch you learn how to and get good at helping other people and developing them. I love that. It's one of the coolest things we do. We develop people. We help people grow. We help them do things they never dreamed. And that's who we are. And that's what we do. We're singular. So Stan, thanks, man. It's good to be on. And I'm so excited to be able to talk to you guys and just, again, get to meet you, get to know you, see you down in Playa, and then see more of you at the different events that come up, the headquarter trip and the director invitational and stuff that we do, let alone XLC, and then the trips this fall. It's going to be fantastic. And I'm glad you guys are a part of us. I'm glad you're on this road with us and that we're going to have such a good time. So anyway, I appreciate each and every one of you. And thanks, Dan, for having me on.
I got to tell you, a lot of this is because of you, Mark. You set the bar high for us. And the culture that you've created in our company that speaks volumes. And I am just so forever grateful that you came into my life. And I can tell you right now, looking at this console, there's a lot of people that are very grateful for you coming into theirs. And I thank you. I appreciate you. I know you're a busy man. Christy's going to be on those trips with you. I don't know if you saw her over there. She was throwing her arms around and cheering. I'm going to unmute you real quick, Christy, just to make sure, because I want you to jump on here. Okay.
Hello.
Hey, Christy.
Hey, I'm getting packed right now. I just want everybody else with us on the next one. You guys, anybody can earn these Founders Club trips. It doesn't matter what rank you are. You can come in, you can earn them. And I've loved all the trips, but you know what? The Founders Club is my all-time favorite. I have not missed one since we started it. And it's so casual. It's so much fun. And like Mark said, we're sitting at the pool, we're sitting at the beach, and people are like, are you really working while you're on vacation? And it's like, heck yeah. If you have this much momentum, this much power, this much inspiration around you, you better take advantage of it. So those trips are more than just a vacation. They are seriously like, and I missed it this January, because usually it's the after Christmas and you really get a focus and plan your year out, and it was hard. But this one, I am super excited, and we need it. I just think the first whole day, we're just going to be hugging each other the whole time. So I'm going a day early so I can just hug everybody when they come in. So it's going to be awesome. So, but thank you, Mark, because you have built this company. Like you always say, we are singular. Well, we are Marc Walker, because
that's right.
Built this around him, and he knows that. He's just too humble to say it. But the values, the core, the integrity of this company is all because of this man. So you guys
Yes,
that
it
are
is.
on here, this is your guy. This is the leader of the ship, the guy in charge, and we all absolutely adore him. So thank you very much, Mark.
Well, thanks, Christy. And I, to be totally fair, we have such good people at corporate, and we have such good people that have chosen to align themselves with us. We have such good people in our field. You guys are amazing. I tell friends of mine that are in other companies, I was like, because they ask, well, what are your people like? And I'm like, dude, they're phenomenal. There's none that I would not invite over to Sunday dinner with my family. Can you say the same thing? And no, they can't, right? I'm not being boastful, but we're so lucky. We're so blessed to have such great individuals here. And I appreciate you guys. I appreciate what you do and the heart you have. Now, Christy, I have to ask one last question of you though. So you're going to Playa for your, I don't know how many, 8th or whatever, headquarters or Founders Club trip, but you have a little person going along with you that's not a guest this year.
I do, and I am so flippin' excited. I love this trip. It's my favorite. Like I said, Founders Club is the most amazing ever. But my daughter, she just turned 19. Guys, she earned this trip when she was 18. I'm pretty sure she's the youngest in the company that has ever earned a Founders Club trip. She is 19 years old, and she is going on her first. And I'm like, first. I'm serious. This is a big deal for me, because I got the kids' passports last year. I was, that was a goal of mine. And now to see her like following in my footsteps, this is seriously priceless. It is priceless. And so Maddie, she's getting ready to go. She actually was here, but she ran the kids to soccer for me so I could be on here. But, I am super excited to watch her experience what we experience, because she's watched us for years. Just as I'm super excited for all of you guys to earn the trips, because then we get to go and and I'm sure this is what Mark means when he's like, it never gets old, because we get to live like vicariously through you. Like we get to watch your expressions and see how, when you're treated like royalty, like see how you react. And when you can just go to any restaurant or get any drink you want or whatever, and just be treated like you are the most special people on the planet. That's what it's worth. That's what makes it all worth it. It's fun to do it yourself, but when you can take them along. So for Maddie to go, I'm seriously on top of the world. I am so excited, and I just cannot even wait to see her face. I asked her today, what are you looking forward to the most? Like, what are you so excited about? And she says, Mom, you won't stop talking about it. I don't even know what to be excited about. So but if you know me, you know me. Like, we're just gonna have fun no matter what we're doing. So it's
Yeah.
gonna be awesome.
Well, the cool thing, the rest of that story is Maddie started listening to Christy talk about Singular when she was what, 9?
Mhm.
Yeah, about 9 years old. Okay. Christy would come in the office to pick up product or to bring somebody in, and her kids would come running into my office. And you know, to look at them now, number one, it does not seem like they should be as old as they are. Okay, because it wasn't that long ago when they were teeny. But you know, Maddie's a distributor now, and she's taken after her mom, and she's putting all those things she's been listening to and learning for the last 11 years into practice, and obviously doing it well because she earned the Founders Club trip. This 18-year-old girl earned Founders Club on her own, and I mean, that blows me away. And so proud of her, and it's just exciting to see just the range of people. You got Maddie, who earned it when she's 18, and you go all the way up to Stan, you know, who's a couple of years older than 19, and he's still working this business, and he's still helping people, and he's, you know, calling me about growing this last month and what he's going to do in May, and then understands that, yeah, he's here to help other people, and he's doing it, and by doing that, he's seeing that growth that he wants to see. And so I love that. I love the range of people that we have. I love that anybody can do this. And you know, it's fun, isn't it, Stan? Isn't it just fun?
It is. It's something special when you wake each morning and you have that feeling of a very unique gratitude. It is something. It is hard to describe. In fact, that's a good question. So I'm going to pick on somebody. I see Stacy Loftus is on here, and I just unmuted him, so I want him to answer that.
So Stan, what was the question again? I'm sorry, I was looking down reading my notes.
How grateful can you be?
Well, you know, it's funny you say that. I actually talked to Marc Walker a couple hours ago, and I just turned in my retirement paperwork today to the chief's office and retiring.
No way.
Yes, and retiring on June
brother.
5th. And I told Mark this, and I've told everyone this. Singular is the only, and I do emphasize, the only reason that I'm able to retire at the age of 46 from the police department. That's almost unheard of, to be able to retire before you're 50 years old from the police department. A lot of guys work even longer than that. And it is 100% what Marc Walker has built. It's what he has designed and set up and allowed us to build for ourselves and for our family, for our friends. So I'm just like you guys. I'm 100% Singular. It's been life-changing for Pam and I, for our family. And I don't know the range of people that's on here. I don't know if there's a lot of veterans like us. I've not swiped through to look, or I don't know if it's a lot of newer people, but if you're new, I hope you can capture the vision of what Singular can give and provide to you and your family. It's nothing like I've ever experienced or been a part of in my life. So if you don't quite have that vision yet, get connected with people that will help you see the vision, and get that believability in you that you can reach whatever goal you want to as Singular. And I tell my team, think big, you know, think 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the road. You know, what do you want your life to look like? And stay focused on it, put the work in that you need to put in. And as long as you're doing that and staying connected with your team leaders and the company, it's going to happen for you.
Congratulations, man. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you, brother.
Mark, I have one more question. How are we going to get everybody on this cruise ship?
We'll make sure it's a big cruise ship, Stan. That's seriously going to be crazy. That Mark cruise is nuts. We got so many people. So it's going to be fun. It's going to cap off the next, well, not quite 12 months, but of just working and growing, and the benefits of the last couple of years and this year all combined into that one cruise is going to be incredible. So it'll be momentous moment for Singular. And I think I really honestly think it'll be like the literal next huge leap forward as we get that many people together for a week and then come home and just light the world on fire more. You know, I mean, it's going to be exciting. I'm super pumped for that.
Well, I know you're a busy man, and I have so many people on here that I love to thank for joining us. You know, Mike and Teresa, Margaret Liskey, Kelly Larson, Melissa Norgren. I mean, the list just goes on and on. Gary, you got a good group on here. I'm really proud of you. Sue Kugler, Nicole Bevan. You know, Mark, I would be here for an hour just giving kudos to everybody. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not sure how you unmute everybody on here. We have a good group, and Mark, I cannot thank you enough. I want you to come back the first part of June and do this again, see where we're at. Challenge us some.
Sounds good. Okay, love to, Stan.
All right. Well, all of you guys, thank you. I love you all so much. Thank you for everything that you have done for so many other people. That speaks volumes. So with that being said, I'm going to see if I can figure out how to unmute everybody. And you know, it just shows you that if I can do this business, anybody can. So I'm just going to let
Bye,
you
Mark.
unmute your own.
Everybody, thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Bye, thank you.
Bye, thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank
you.
Thanks,
Stan.
Stan.
Mark.
Thank you, Stan and
Bye,
Christy.
Mark.
Appreciate it.
Okay, I'm
Congrats,
going.
Casey.
Hey, Brian,
Bye.
Carrie, good to see you guys on here.
Bye, everybody.
All right, bye, guys.
Have a great evening.